It seemed to be a dead issue for more than a decade, but now the possibility of developing a road that would cut down on traffic between North and South La Crosse is on the table again. News 8's Jenna Troum joins us live in her studio with a look at why the debate has resurfaced and what's holding up the project.
Mark, this issue is nothing new. The original proposal to build a new corridor was voted down in a referendum back in 1998. The issue has surfaced again several times since then, including a study on traffic congestion on the current corridor back in 2007. But now the option to build is back on the table, thanks to a reminder about millions of dollars the city still has waiting for the project. For many La Crosse residents, it might seem like deja vu. Back in 1998, voters who opposed building the road, which cut through the marsh in some residential areas, won out over the plan's proponents, who said the road would cut down on traffic. But that 1998 referendum expired after 2 years, so the city technically could have moved forward with new plans more than a decade ago. So why is the issue resurfacing now?
If the money's not going to be spent here, then somebody should make a decision on that, and there will be other places that other communities that might already have a project that's 100% agreed upon. Those monies could be spent rather than just kind of being held here indefinitely.
Last week, the Wisconsin Department of Transportation reminded the city of La Crosse and the Department of Natural Resources that it has $130 million set aside to fund the development of an updated north-south route. The city's Board of Public Works met Monday morning to talk about whether they think the plans should move forward. The city engineer says the current corridors won't meet expected future levels of traffic.
If you look at the transportation models, in 2035, a lot of the existing corridors are predicted to go to a level of service of D and F, which are very low levels of service. You can't just ignore the transportation issues.
The city already has the money to build, so what's the holdup? The stumbling block is that the city and the DNR first need to come to a decision about the ownership of La Crosse's wetlands. Right now, 1,000 acres of marsh are owned by dozens of different entities. The ownership would need to be consolidated under one entity before planning the project could move forward. And the city engineer says even if transferring ownership of the wetlands was priority number one, it would still take at least a year to accomplish.
The old cliche that the devil's in the details. The details haven't been worked out. Those are what have to be worked out in order for the transfer to take place.
The Board of Public Works decided it needed another week to do some research and get a better idea of what's at stake. The board president tells me there's a range of possible outcomes from next week's meeting. They could authorize the city engineer to move forward. They could decide to revisit the issue with city council, or none of the above.
All right, thank you, Jenna. The board made it clear there is no existing plan for where an improved corridor would run through. There also has not been a decision on whether a new corridor would be built or if the current one would just be renovated.